Hey everyone, I'm here at Kure Beach, North Carolina. In today's episode, we are going to talk about navigating the beach, and I'm also going to review some different things to potentially keep sand and or water from getting inside your prosthetic foot. So this is the time of year where I see a few people mention on some of the Facebook groups or AC Connect and about questions about how they can get to the beach and what devices they should use. So come along with me and let's see what we can do. Having a trip or vacation at the beach can be very fun, relaxing, and food for the soul for many. As a person with limb loss, it can also be a scary experience. If traversing sand, uneven surfaces, or water is difficult for you, I recommend doing a bit of homework before heading to the beach to ensure that you have an enjoyable experience. I've found that a simple Google search can provide you with a lot of information. If you do not have a particular beach destination in mind, you can do a search for the best accessible beaches in the area you are interested in visiting. As you can see, there are many articles to choose from. You'll have to decide what level of accessibility you will need. If you are unsteady in soft sand when walking, or if you are a wheelchair user, you might want to pick a location that has beach wheelchairs available and or a beach mat that is a walkway that extends beyond the main beach access point further into the beach and sometimes all the way into the water. These are really helpful for not only wheelchair access, but really anyone who might have difficulty walking on sand. Once you've decided where you'd like to go, you can also do a Google search about the town or beach you will be visiting to see what other accessibility information they might have. At Kure Beach, they have a great article that tells you about their beach accessibility, where to get a beach wheelchair, other parks and nearby attractions accessibilities, as well as accommodation suggestions that might have an elevator within the multi-level houses. Once I was at the beach, I found that the lifeguards were super informative and very helpful. And please make sure you use them as a resource if you need any help. So I just wanted to ask you a quick question about accessibility and options for people who have an amputation who may or may not use a prosthetic device. And some of the things that you guys have available.
So the Kure Beach Fire Department has 6 beach wheelchairs that are accessible for the sand and all of our beach accesses. Every time that we see someone with the beach wheelchair, we try to give them out a hand because they are heavy. We try to help them pull them down the ramp and set them up in their location so that they are ready. And whoever needs help pulling it back up the hill, we try to help out as much as we can.
Oh, that's awesome. So some of these accesses go to different points, like extend different lengths.
Yes, ma'am. So like this one isn't that far. The one at N Avenue goes all the way down. Like you'll see there's a plastic underlining that goes almost all the way down to the water.
Perfect.
And then the Davis Avenue is the same way. And then so is the Alabama, but this is the only one that goes to
just right here,
just a couple yards.
Okay, no, that's perfect. Well, I appreciate your help.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess if anybody needs any kind of assistance, they can always find a lifeguard station.
Always find a lifeguard or call the Kure Beach Fire Department hotline. They have a number online. You just look it up, and the wheelchairs are free.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
All right, have a great day. Thanks. All right, everybody. So I have a few things that I'm going to try out for you today to see what is going to be the best way, or some options that you can have to keep the sand from entering into your foot shell. Because we all know that sand in the foot shell is a bad thing. It can eat away at your specter sock and at your foot shell, and eventually can also eat away at your carbon fiber. So if you don't want to spend the time to take off the foot shell, clean it out, clean out your specter sock, or go to your prosthetist to have that done, here are some options that we're going to try that I've heard other amputees like to use. So the first one I have here is the full leg cast shower cover. And so this one is going to be a bright blue thing that goes over your entire leg. I've also heard of some other amputees doing something really simple by putting a grocery bag over their foot. And so we're going to see if that does a good job in keeping the sand out as we're walking. And then I went online and I actually purchased a scuba diving sock And so we're gonna see about this one, because the nice thing about this is it has a Velcro thing on it, so you can tighten it up around there. And then we're also gonna check and see if it might even be like waterproof. I have duct tape to do that, so we're gonna try that in the water. So let's try these things out and see what they do. Okay, so it looks like that's as tight as the Velcro will go around this. So let's just see if that's enough to keep the sand from going down inside. It's kind of, it comes up a little bit high. And there's also another version that you can get that's a calf version. So if you want to cover even more of your prosthesis, you can totally do that. All right, so let's go for a walk and see what happens. As you can see, there's like sand all over this, and I even have a little bit of sand down in here, which would have gone in the foot shell if I didn't have this on here. So let's take it off and let's see if there's any sand that got down inside the foot. It actually looks pretty clear. Probably what I would do next time, since there was like a little bit of a gape, I would use the duct tape and put it around the top to have a nice good seal, because as you saw when I was walking, that sand just really kicks up because your foot kind of, especially as an above the knee amputee, it's hard for you to lift the foot up in the sand, and so you end up kind of dragging through it. All right, next up is the grocery bag. I've heard some amputees use this as a quick, nice free thing to use to try and keep the sand out. So let's go, we're gonna try this out. So I'm putting it on. I'm gonna try and tie it and get it as snug as possible on my foot, around my pylon here. I think I'm gonna do it double around here and see what happens. Might not be able to get it off, we'll see. But I kind of do like this. It does create a nice good seal around here. Okay, you ready?
Guess what happens? Here, rescue right here. So you get run, swim, run. Back to your tower, and then back out of here. Okay? Everybody see how we're out, right?
You can get this thing off. I kind of tied it really tight in a knot. I actually like this. I think it did a really great job of keeping the sand out. It just kind of rolled right off of it, and being able to have that nice tight seal around my pylon was, I think, really great and beneficial. Okay, I can't get this off. All right, got the knot undone. I did a good job on that. All right, so let's take this off. Oh my gosh, yeah, that worked great. No sand in there at all. That's pretty awesome. Okay, so the next option that some people like to use, it depends on how much you want to protect your leg. Because also yesterday I noticed that when I was sitting in my beach chair, that sand did get accidentally kicked. I mean, it just gets everywhere. Further up onto my pylon and even onto my knee unit here. And so if you really want to protect everything, here is the bright blue cast shower cover. Okay, here's what the cast shower cover looks like. As you can see, it's pretty big, but it's a nice thick kind of rubbery material. So let's put it on and see what happens. So I rolled this baby down. I'm gonna put it over the foot. Oh my gosh, this is so big. And I guess you can roll it up as high or as low as you want it. And it does kind of tightly seal on here. I was worried because I didn't see any kind of a strap in there. Okay. All right, so this thing did do a good job. Obviously, it protected the whole leg. It's just a matter of, do you want to wear a big old bag over your leg the whole time? And maybe you just wear it for like in and out of the water, because it looks like it would be a good thing that would protect you too if you just want to go like maybe knee or thigh deep in the water to keep it waterproof as well. Okay, so that's it for now. Let's go and we might do some water testing. I'm gonna go ahead and duct tape the top of this scuba sock and let's see what happens. Alright, got that on there really good. Now let me just check and make sure there's no holes open here. I think that's good. Woo. Alright, for a second. It's wet. This is definitely not waterproof. Was a little bit scary, so as the waves came in and pulled back, my feet totally started to sink into the sand. So I'm glad that we tried this out here at the pier where I had something to hold on to, or I probably would have been like in the water. So, but no, I think that it was good testing of like the water and stuff. And I think that this, the cast cover did a really good job. Let's check it out. Let's try the plastic bag and see if it's waterproof. Grocery bag is a good option. I might double bag it if I was you just to have that extra layer of protection, but the grocery bag with the duct tape around it, thumbs up. All right, so now let's take the prosthesis off so we can get into the water. Generally, I like to take my prosthesis off back where my beach chair is and either use crutches to get down to the water, or sometimes I have my husband give me a piggyback ride. Here you can see I wore my prosthesis all the way down to the water and handed it to my husband. And then you can like sit on your bottom and scooch in if you want to. I also utilize some crutches here so that you can see how they work in the sand. They do tend to sink into the sand, but I didn't find that it was too much of an issue or challenge to navigate. So for a swim, it's always great to have a bottle of water with you so that you can rinse off your leg and get all of the sand and the salt off your leg before putting it back on, because it can be really irritating if you're walking with that on your leg inside your prosthesis. It's been a fun, really hot day at the beach. after you've been, even if you're not in the water, the salty air can get on your prosthetic devices and can be very corrosive. So you definitely want to find a rinse off station, rinse it off. Check with your prosthetist, make sure that having running water on your prosthesis is okay. If not, you'll just need to get like a rag and just wipe it down as best as possible, and then maybe go see your prosthetist afterwards. If you look closely here, can you see? So even some of the set screws here, mine is kind of rusty because of corrosiveness of water and stuff. So you might want to, if you're going to be at the beach or in water a lot, ask your prosthetist for set screws that won't rust on you. So yeah, just give it a good rinse down. You can go. Even with doing this, it's a really good idea to either to ask your prosthetist, tell your prosthetist that you've been in sand and water and salt water, and they'll remove your foot shell and the spectre sock to make sure there's nothing in there that can cause damage to your foot. Thanks for coming along with me to the beach. I hope that it was informative for you, and I would love to hear from you all as well, because obviously there's not one way that is best for everybody in navigating the beach as an amputee. So I'd love to hear your ideas and what you do to make it easy for you. See you next time on the next episode of The Dish with Denise.